Hi, I'm Angela Non.
I'm Ariana Kempis.
And this is BRB Crying.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to BRB Crying. I'm Ariana, also known as Arns.
And I'm Angela, also known as Nins. And today, the two of us are here to spill the tea on our spilled tears. Yes, we are two lifelong friends that love to cry and tell each other about it. So welcome. Hope you're getting settled in. Ready to feel those feelings. And unpack them with us.
Maybe have a little laugh or two along the way.
Also, we're really funny.
Yeah, we're a comedy podcast. Yeah. If this is your first episode ever, welcome. We've been waiting for you.
Missed you.
We've missed you this whole time, but we're so glad you're finally here with us. If you are one of our crybabies, welcome back. So before we get started, I got a little something for you. Because it was your birthday.
Ooh.
Please hold.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. I obviously did not give a shit about the packaging. I just put it in the first bag I could find, but I almost forgot it. But I just remembered it right now, so.
For me?
For you.
What is this? Should I pop the bubble wrap?
Yeah.
This is an ASMR. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, the Gentle Tarot. Oh my gosh, she got me a tarot. Is this a tarot deck?
Yeah. It's like a pocket-sized one.
Oh my God.
And it's made by I think she's an indigenous Alaskan artist.
This is so cool.
Yeah. I figure, we're getting into our little spirituality era. I thought it would be fun. I personally have never really done tarot.
Yeah.
But there's a QR code on the inside, I think, that gives you a whole guide on how to read the cards and stuff. So
this is so cool. I was looking into tarot decks, and one of the things that I read was like, you don't get your own.
Stop.
They have to be gifted to you. This is
Please
so
stop.
cool.
Wait, I have chills. Really?
Yeah.
Wait, oh my God, I'm going to cry.
Cool?
That's so cool. That's so beautiful.
That is so beautiful.
Oh my
God. I'm so excited. This is the Gentle Tarot.
Yes.
And I'm just reading the back of the deck here. Instagram.com/Mari in the sky. MARI. I haven't opened the deck yet, but the cover is gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Well,
maybe we could do a little pull a card at the beginning of one of our episodes or something.
I mean, I'm not going to know how to read it just yet.
No, we'll just pull it. And then, that's it.
Let us know what
I didn't
this
say we were going to do anything with it. I just said we were going to pull it.
Thank you, Arns.
You're welcome.
This is so cool. I'm so excited.
I never know what to get you because it's like...
Because I'm just...
No, because you're one of those people who if you want something, you just get it yourself. No, I'm just... You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's
Yeah. But that makes for the best gifts.
Yeah, I guess. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
It was Nin's birthday, everyone. Everyone's favorite Capricorn.
Capricorn season. Well, I think by the time this airs, it will no longer be Capricorn season.
We'll be in the thick of Aquarius. So.
Yep. But whatever.
It's fun to look back on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I do actually have an announcement.
Fuck us up with it.
So if you listened to our last episode, which was our season 3 opener, you may know that we are doing a little giveaway. If you write us a review on Apple and or Spotify, maybe both, take a screenshot, send it to us, email it to us, DM us, and you will be entered into a drawing to win a BRB Crying hat.
And just to clarify, the review has to be a glowing one.
5 stars. Come
Obviously.
on. Come on. Yeah.
Cool.
And we're going to do the drawing at the end of February.
Woohoo.
Yeah, which will be Pisces season.
So yes, get those reviews in. It really does help us indie content creators who are...
Oh my God. Indie?
It really does help get the name of our pod out there. And also, we just love affirmations. So if you want to tell us how great we are,
who doesn't,
oh my God, we'd love that.
I just feel like you're lying to yourself if you're like, I don't care what people think. Come on. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's all you got? You been good?
No.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Sana's been sick. She reverts back to like she was when she was an infant, wakes up every hour at night. At one point, I was so mad. I was like punching the bed. I was like, I hate this. I'm so mad.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So this morning, we finally pulled her in bed with us after me waking up for the 4th hour in a row. And she didn't sleep for at least an hour. She was tossing, turning. And then she woke up at 6:45 a.m.
Yeah.
Screaming. Oatmeal. I want oatmeal.
Like that's
Oatmeal. I was like, what? It's crazy.
Oh.
So it's been rough, but
Yeah.
I mean, she's on the mend, but
okay.
I'm not. So, yeah. How are you?
I'm better than that.
Oh, good.
So yeah, my birthday was this week. And
Yeah, what did you do?
well, I went to there's like 50 people whose birthdays are in January in my family. So
Your dad,
yes, my dad,
Lucas.
Lucas, my nephew, and then my husband is like the very end of December. So it's all, and then me. We went to San Francisco at dinner at House of Prime Rib. The best. So that was on Sunday before my birthday. My birthday was on Tuesday. And like, I don't know. I'm like 30 plus. Who cares? It's like you're at the point where you don't remember how old you're turning. I didn't have anything planned, but it was just like a pretty like very low key day. But like I just felt very loved the whole day. Like I was like, oh wow, there's so many people that are reaching out to wish me happy birthday, and it just felt very nice.
Yeah.
And then I just had a dinner date with Lou. We went to Din Tai Fung.
Ooh.
So good. I just felt like, oh God, who cares? It's my birthday. But then the birthday came and I was like, wait, this is really nice. So I was very appreciative of that and just been riding that since, you know?
Yeah. Birthdays are important. It's so easy to like
Yeah.
brush it off. I know what you mean about like, I never remember now how old I'm turning. But yeah, it's still a big deal.
I didn't cry on my birthday though. I'm not that kind of girly.
You know?
I know you are, but
We can't all be hurt that way. So
yeah.
nice.
I still think I'm like 25 though.
Oh, I'm 27.
Oh, you're 27.
Yeah, perpetually.
Okay. Mine's 25.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll unpack that later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll pull a tarot card.
And then we won't know what it means.
Exactly.
Do you want to start us off?
Do I?
Do you?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
I got a new iPad case today.
Oh.
The old one that I had, I use my iPad all the time when I'm baking. And after this Christmas season, my case was fucked. It was crusty. It was nasty. So I got a new one. All right. So personal story for me today. We love a personal story and how they fucking wreck us.
Oh, yeah.
But mine actually might be short and sweet.
Okay.
Usually I'll write up my story and it'll be like 4, sometimes 5 pages. This was like a solid 2.5. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
I know that's shocking for me. And also I was kind of lazy. So
I fucking feel that so
no
hard.
elaborate bullshit
No.
intro today either.
Maybe like season 3 we'll just do away with you know, like
Oh no, if I'm in the mood, I'll fucking do it.
Okay.
I'll fucking do
Well,
it.
I
But
won't.
today,
okay.
today I am going to be talking about a phone call I received from my dad.
Okay. Oh no. Sorry. Okay.
So, as with any topic, let me provide some context on, I guess, who I am. Hello.
On January 7th, 1992.
It was a cold Thursday.
Wait, you were born in 93.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even get it right. Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Was it a Thursday?
Age is a mystery, babe.
Wait, was it really You know for sure
It was a Thursday, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think explaining some background on my family and my upbringing is important. I know it's weird for me to explain this to you, Arns, since
I know nothing about you.
We've been together for 36 lifetimes.
Together, yes.
Together. We've been a couple.
We've been married.
We probably have been.
I think so. I think so.
But I know that our feature on Apple Podcasts has
Wait, what? Wait, tell me more.
We are featured on Apple Podcasts.
Comedy, new and noteworthy.
Comedy, new and noteworthy. And that has brought us some new listeners who have no fucking clue who I am. So, hello, welcome, I love you. And also, hi, I am a child of Filipino immigrant parents. And in that regard, my childhood and upbringing was a very stereotypical Asian American one. I know that like 95% of our friends have similar backgrounds, but just in case you don't have quite a grasp on what that is, to put it very briefly, I think when our parents started their new life in the US, there was such a strong survival mentality, you know, just go to work, get food on the table, provide for your kids, and most importantly, don't be difficult. Just be grateful for what you have and try to keep your head down and not draw attention to yourself. Mm-hmm. And what do these kids do in return? These spoiled American kids. Mm-hmm. They grow up never struggling for basic needs. They go to school and college and find these good paying jobs. They thrive. And with all that time and energy left over, these kids have something that their parents never had the luxury of experiencing. They could prioritize emotional growth. They could explore means of self-care. They could indulge in the arts and find their hobbies. They could just simply live slowly. And I love my parents so much, and I will very easily cry whenever I think, for even just a moment, about all the hard things that they've done just for me, just to make me happy, just to make my life so wonderful and comfortable. But I also know that in this lifetime, I am on a different kind of journey than my parents. I am learning a different set of lessons, and the nuances in our mindsets are a bit more pronounced now that I'm older, and there is this unspoken recognition that I feel and a bit of sadness that I think is there, that since I'm an adult now, I don't rely on them the same way that I used to. And we all know how important it is to feel needed. Mm-hmm. And dear listener, even though you may not relate exactly to what I'm saying when this sort of cultural barrier or this very nuanced relationship that Asian American children have with their immigrant parents, I think we can at least all recognize that at some point we do grow up and we become our own people who lead our own separate lives. So, is that enough context for you?
For me? You could keep going. I mean, I'm not going to stop you.
Great, thanks. Okay. So, back to this phone call on the most average of Tuesdays. I don't even fucking remember, like maybe a couple months ago. I'm working from home and it was my lunch break. I'm eating leftovers.
Good for you.
You know what I mean?
Some people don't. Sorry. It's just, I feel really, you know.
As an aside, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking love a leftover.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You pay for a meal and then there's leftovers the next day. Those leftovers are free. You just had a free meal.
Your meal was your whole meal was cheaper because it was split into two.
No. The second one was completely free. Completely
yes,
free.
That too, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm eating leftovers for lunch. I still have exactly 17 minutes before my next Zoom call. And I'm just fucking chilling, right? Scrolling through my phone, texting my friends, thinking about my plans for the weekend, thinking about my upcoming trip. Basically, like me acting like the center of the world, obviously.
You are.
You know,
Yeah.
I am. And then all of a sudden, my phone rings. I glance at the screen. Dad is calling. So naturally, my heart stops. You're like this too, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Obviously, I don't know if I just said I don't know if you do this too. You obviously do this too,
It's
right?
a medical emergency, 100%.
Yes. So anyone with chronic anxiety knows the millions of questions that immediately race through your mind when you see that someone is calling you and that someone is your fucking dad. So here's a little, if you can't relate, bless you. Also, here's what was happening in my mind when I saw that. Why is he calling? Oh my God, what's wrong? What happened? What does he need? Something's wrong, right? Like otherwise he would have just texted me. Like, is he sick? Did he come back from a doctor's appointment? Is there a diagnosis? Is he dying? Is it my mom? Like, what the fuck is happening? Why is he calling? Every fucking time, right? And I don't know why my anxiety just assumes the worst. I think it's just like we've been conditioned to, you have to be prepared at all times. You just have to brace yourself. And when this has happened before, he'll fucking call me. I'll answer the phone. He'll be like, hey, anak, what's the Netflix password again? I'm like, oh my God. Like, Dad, that is a textable question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Please. But this time, it's different. This time, after my mind races through approximately 86 worst case scenarios, I take a deep breath and ever so bravely answer this phone. Hey, Dad, I say in like a super chill, like relaxed, nonchalant way.
So cool right now. What's up?
Like just peaceful, chill, Hey, Anak, how are you? Anak means my child in Tagalog. Oh, I'm okay. Just finishing up my lunch break before I have to log back onto work. What's up? Why did you call? Again, super chill.
Why did you call?
And my dad says, oh, no reason. I just missed your voice. My dad just missed the sound of my voice. That's all. I've spent so much time over the last, decade, microanalyzing the complexities of our relationship, examining all my childhood and generational trauma with a fine-toothed comb and bracing myself to face pressured obligations, bravely setting up boundaries and tight-roping the line between keeping the peace and wanting to be heard. Walking around with my head up my ass, basically, thinking that I figured everything out. And it's so silly because I've felt their love for me every second that I've been alive. I've never doubted that. And yet, I find a way to overcomplicate it. Because very simply put, I can do anything and I can think anything and assume anything, and no matter what, if it's been too long, my dad will just miss the sound of my voice. And it had been a few weeks since we last talked. Not because we were like fighting or anything. I was just simply off living my own life. And so he called me. We talked about our weekend plans. He tells me about babysitting my sister's kids and what he plans to cook for dinner. He asks me about my day. How's work? How's Lou? And pretty soon the phone call ends with time to spare before my next meeting. The whole conversation and the feelings underneath, it's too much and not enough all at once. It's guilt and gratitude and longing. It's regret and forgiveness and comfort. It's so many things left unspoken. And I'm not even trying to say that my relationship with my parents, my dad, is a bad one. It's not. It's actually, it's so wonderful. Not perfect, but so full of love. But I do recognize that in my most selfish and self-centered moments, I forget sometimes that they need me. And I don't mean that in they need me to do this or pay for that or do all of these things for them. I just mean that they need me, period, to feel whole, to temporarily assuage that unbearable love that they felt for me from the moment I was born. All the love and the feelings that we have towards our parents and they have towards us, it takes a lifetime to understand and to process and to even feel its magnitude. So, in between all the fervent calculations and critical analyses, trying to pin down what it all means, I think every once in a while it's okay to take a step back from all of that, pick up the phone, and ramble on about meaningless nothings. Because we know and feel what's really being said underneath.
That was beautiful. I know that there's so much more you could say, and with the overanalyzing and overcomplicating, but it really can be simple sometimes.
I feel like there's so much that we feel that it overwhelms us, it numbs us to the point where we can't even articulate. I know that's what we try to do here, but oftentimes we kind of just skirt around it because that's easier. That's more manageable. That's keeping that well of emotions locked up and safe. But we all know it's there.
I love that your dad said that. I just wanted to hear your voice. I think that that's incredible that he could even
express that,
like put that into words. I think that's a really hard thing to do. Just say what is simply there.
Yeah. I do feel so lucky to have that kind of dad who, he's not a perfect man, but I know that he tries. But yeah, I don't know why my mind still wants to make it harder than it needs to be. You know?
Yeah.
Assume the worst, expect the worst, nitpick, and do all of this stuff. But again, I know that we're on different journeys.
But you can align in those moments.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Mine is actually, there's overlap.
There always is.
There always is. As soon as you said you were talking about like a phone call from your dad, I was like, oh my God.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like that, but
Okay.
I mean, I guess I could just talk about it every time.
Overcomplicate it. Make it harder.
Imagine a new way of saying what I have already written. Let me just hold on. I want to soak in how beautiful of a shared moment that was, because I think a lot of parents can't really, they can feel it, but it comes out in these ways, and there's a misalignment, and for your dad to be able to say that and for you to understand it, is really, really special.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, parent stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of parent stuff, have I got the story for you? All right, folks. We're on a new iPad today,
Oh, we have multiple iPads.
none of which are mine.
Okay. Whose is this one?
This is my dad's.
Dad's.
Love them. Lately my dad has been like, I'll come over and he'll be like, where's Sana? And I'll be like, oh, she's not here. He's like, oh, okay. He walks away. He's like, not even joking. He's like, I want to see her though.
Oh, love that.
That's cool. Okay. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm doing away with the frills.
Okay.
We're just going to get into it.
Okay. I'll have my frills back next week. Don't worry. For those of you that love it.
I know that's so true. I feel like people are probably split between the two camps of like, what's the story?
Yeah.
Versus like, oh my God.
Well, okay. Read our description. You'll know what the story's about.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, this is true.
But also, please be nice to us in your reviews.
5 stars. Anyway, for today's episode, I'm stealing a story from my husband because a month ago, Jomi came to me and was like, if you ever let me share a story on your pod, I already know what I would talk about. And I know you've asked me like, oh, he doesn't want to do like a sob story because, Lou did this whole sob story. And no, Jomi wants the glory of being on camera.
Right.
So until we get, 2 more mics set up.
Right.
I figure I would take this.
You're going to steal it from him?
I'm going to steal it from him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was so intrigued because me saying things that are not on my paper. I was just so intrigued because he was like,
I'm going to get right to it.
Yeah. Let me overcomplicate this and say, no. Scrap that. I'm just going to read what I wrote.
No. Lay it out. You already started.
No, I already forgot. Okay. So today I'm going to be talking about an episode from an anime called Dan.
Okay.
Has Lou watched this? I think he might have.
I don't know.
Because he was like, oh, are you going to talk about that episode? And I was like, yeah, I am.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Sorry. Me and Lou do not watch TV together, so.
Yeah, that's okay. Did he watch The Great British Bake Off with you?
No.
Oh, really? You watched that by yourself?
Yeah. There's no love in this marriage,
No.
clearly,
Yikes. All right. So I'm just going to give some light background, but my episode is actually focusing on a subplot. You know how like with shows like this, it's like they're doing something on this episode, they're doing something on this episode. It doesn't have anything to do with the main plot.
Okay.
But I figure I should probably tell you a little bit about the anime.
Sure.
I mean, it's probably important. And also because I actually want to show you like a big chunk of the episode. It's like a 16-minute long clip.
Okay.
So I was like, okay,
Sick.
I better fucking like keep my mouth shut and like, not keep talking so I can actually, give
Mine
you time.
was pretty short. We got a whole hour to fill.
I could fill it. Don't tell
I'll
me.
just read every single tarot card that I pull. I'll just describe it.
Stupid. All right. So since this is Jomi's story, I asked him, how would you introduce this? And he was like, okay, so Dan is a super popular anime. It's kind of horny.
Love that.
And that's okay. It. It's kind of horny, but it's really good. Okay, so the anime is based on a manga. And it's about these 2 teenagers. I'm just going to try and keep this as short as possible because as we often do on this show, I really could get into it. But
but I love when we get into it.
I know, but it's like not really relevant. So,
okay. I mean, I can cut it. Just for me.
All right. So it's these 2 teenagers who team up to fight aliens and supernatural beings.
Okay.
And it's like funny, it's quirky, there's action and adventure, horny. But it is horny. Yeah. So he actually said, these are his words, it's super horny. So for it to make you break down uncontrollably in the middle of an episode is like a punch in the gut. I agree with this. So a little more context. We usually watch anime in Japanese, as people should. But Jomi figured out that the dubbed version is actually a lot more emotional than just reading the captions translated from Japanese. So I'm watching it in English. Don't crucify me.
Yikes.
I know.
Canceled. Someone's like deleting the entire 5-star review that they're in the midst of writing.
Yeah. So, okay, plot. So there's this super hot girl named Ayase, but she's like popular in this way where she doesn't give a fuck. And I'm going to talk through the first episode because it's kind of more of an intro. So if you don't want any spoilers at all, probably don't listen to this segment. Just stop listening. So she sees this like nerd. His name is Ken Takakura. She nicknames him Okarun. I'm not going to get into why. That's too much. But he's getting picked on. So she stands up to his bullies. And he's like, oh my God, am I going to have a friend? So they strike up this conversation, find out he loves aliens and like UFOs and stuff. And she loves, or she's like super into supernatural and the occult because she was raised by her psychic grandma.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, but it's kind of crazy. Like, spoiler alert, the grandma, you think that she's like, oh, you know, like an old lady. She's like the biggest tatas and like, it's kind of crazy. It's great. Horny again. So in this first episode, they don't believe each other. Ayase is like, UFOs don't exist, aliens don't exist. And then Okarun is like, okay, well, like ghosts don't exist. And so they're like, okay, well, let's prove each other wrong. And so they each individually go on missions. I don't know why people do this. He goes to this place that's super haunted. And she goes to it's like...
She goes to space.
Yeah, so she goes to this building that's like known for where aliens are like frequent.
That she just like went to Jupiter.
No.
She just has to go to this house down the street. She has to get launched.
No. So when they're doing this, they're both like kind of like this is like kind of scary, and
they don't go with each other.
No. I know. Like, that's what I'm saying. Why do people do this?
Okay.
You know, but they're like on the phone with each other while they're doing it, and like they're having a pretty intimate conversation as it's happening. So, of course, turns out aliens do exist, ghosts do exist, not just in the anime, but in real life. Antics. Spoiler alert, at the end of the first arc, the villain, who is this super horny ghost of a grandma. I feel like I'm really not selling this, but it's good. It's good. I promise. But yeah, so at the end of the first arc, she steals his dick. And so that's how we end up on this mission to like get it back. I'm so sorry. I swear to God. This is actually the first anime in a while that I've really, really enjoyed. So
no, this is like selling it for me. Yeah. It's actually selling it for me.
Okay, so
get it back.
They're getting his dick back.
I have so many questions. I have so many questions.
Well, no time to answer them. If you, listener, have questions too, you just gotta watch it. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. But that's how this unlikely friendship, romance, starts between them.
Okay.
So this brings us to one of the arcs, and it's episodes 6 and 7. But I'm going to be showing you a clip from episode 7, and that is titled To a Kinder World. So again, I haven't really spoiled much of the main plot, but I will be spoiling this entire episode.
Okay.
So if you watch Dandadan, you haven't gotten to this point yet, watch this first, cry a little bit, and then listen to this episode. So a new character is introduced. They're in high school, by the way. In this high school, there's this really cute, popular girl named Ira. And basically something happens and she suddenly gains the ability to see spirits. And they realize that there is a spirit following her around. They nickname her the Acrobatic Silky.
The spirit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to say why. Too much. We're getting too deep. But actually horrifying. Like, she's a really scary spirit. This is like the villain they're fighting in this arc.
Wait, so only she can see the spirit, or like the other two main characters can see too?
I think that they can see her too because, I mean, they must be because they're fighting her.
Okay.
But Acrobatic Silky, quote unquote, is a mom-like spirit who's been following around Ira for her entire childhood. And she's really scary. You know what? I tried to put into words what she looks like, and I realized I just didn't even know like what to like the words. Just Google it. Google Acrobatic Silky. Google episode 7. Dun, dun, dun. The only thing I could write down is that she's wearing this sort of like red ballerina dress.
Okay.
I'll show you.
Okay. Halloween costume.
No. So the arc culminates in a fight scene where Ayase and Okurun are teaming up, trying to take her down and save Ira from the spirit, who, again, mom-like spirit. So she keeps calling Ira her baby. And it's like really weird. She's like, oh, my baby, my baby. Ira's like, the fuck? You're not my mom. Get away from me. It's really weird.
Okay.
And so in her rage, the spirit accidentally kills Ira, the girl.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. And they find out that the only way for Ira to live is for the spirit to give Ira her aura. Like to transfer her aura and like what keeps her in existence, transfer that to Ira. So Ayase, who has psychic powers like her grandma, she can act as a conduit to like transfer.
Because plot.
And that's when we get to this part. So I'm going to show you this clip. It's going to be like fucking 15 minutes.
That's fine.
Okay.
Get settled in.
Okay, so for everyone who wants to follow along, I mean, I guess you could skip to this, or you could just watch the whole episode. Maybe episodes like 6 and 7, or you could just watch Dun 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 from the beginning. You do you. But I am showing Nin's episode 7, To a Kinder World, and this is on Netflix. I'm showing her episode 7, and Netflix does that thing where you can only see how many minutes are left, and that's like your marker. So we're starting around the 16:20 mark.
16 minutes left.
16 minutes left. I'm so sorry. All right, so I just showed Nin's the clip, and I'll just talk through it briefly. But so we're shown these snippets of memories, and a mom is struggling to make ends meet. You can presume that she's working odd jobs. She's some sort of sex worker, just kind of gathering money, and she's cloaked in this bleakness. But when she comes home at night, her daughter is so happy to see her. And you see the mom's eyes light up. And you know that this child is everything to her. And she's the reason why she does anything. And the mom doesn't have much, but she does whatever she can to keep her daughter fed and safe and happy. And you can also kind of tell she's some sort of trained dancer. Maybe she was like professional. We don't know. But she's teaching her daughter how to dance, and they're dancing together in their living room. And at one point, the mom spies this beautiful red ballerina dress in the window of some storefront. And so she scrapes together some money to gift it to her daughter for her daughter's birthday. They don't have much, but they have each other, and that's enough. Then the evening of her daughter's birthday, these men break into their apartment, and you presume she owes them some sort of money. Maybe they're collecting on something, but basically they beat her up and they leave her bleeding out on the floor, and then they take her daughter. And the mom runs outside in the rain, but she's looking for her daughter frantically, but she succumbs to her injuries. And there's so much bitterness and sorrow that it quite literally consumes her. As this wandering, restless spirit, her memories sort of fade until all that's left is this longing that she can't quite place. And then one day, a little girl on the street named Ira tugs on her sleeve, mistakenly thinking that the spirit is her mom who had just passed. And the spirit recognizes that feeling, and she's like, yes, that's right. What I was missing was my baby. I will protect Ira at all costs. And that's when her rage consumes her. And she transforms into the monster that's standing before them all. So back in the present, the spirit gives her aura to Ira, but then she begins to crumble away. And they're like, wait, what's happening? What's happening? And one of the characters says, with no one to remember her, not the living or the dead, she's fading into nothingness. A life like hers didn't amount to much anyway. And the first time I watched this, that part broke me, because people are so quick to tell us that our lives don't mean anything unless we accomplish these incredible things and these huge feats. And we're so quick to believe them too. This worthlessness consumes the mom. And we see her painted as this monstrous villain who's fueled by bitterness and revenge for her loss. But then, as the memories unfold, we learn that this facade is just an armor for the disappointment and the self-blame that's lurking beneath the surface. So as she crumbles away, her exterior cracks, both literally and figuratively, and at the heart of it all is this shame and self-loathing. And she says, "I wish I were a better mom. If you were someone else's daughter, you would have been so much happier." And at this point, Ira knows how to save this mom from this nothingness that, she's succumbing to, and how to give her life meaning. She runs to the spirit and hugs her, and she says the words that this mother needs to hear. "I love you. I was happy, the happiest in the universe." And in this moment, acting as the spirit's daughter, she is bearing witness to the spirit, and she says, "I see you. I see your love, and it is enough." And Ira vows to remember this mother's love, and as the spirit fades away, Ira says, "Grant them peace, guide them both to a kinder world." So the first 2 times I watched this, I was like ugly crying. Like when I was preparing this story, I was like sitting there because I was like in the dark. I was by myself, and I was like I couldn't breathe. And I think so many things about this wrecked me. But whether or not we're mothers, there are so many times we wish we could be more or do more for the people we love. And it's so easy to give into these feelings of inadequacy, to fall victim to this narrative that we aren't enough. As much as it's up to us to find that worthiness within ourselves, we sometimes forget how powerful and healing others' words can be. We don't even realize how much our souls are just longing to be witnessed, how much we need to know that our lives, however small, meant something to someone and that it wasn't all in vain. So, to anyone who needs to hear this, regardless of what you accomplish or what the world does or doesn't think you amount to, you love, and so you matter.
Super horny.
Super horny.
Wow. I don't know how we keep picking stories that are so related. That was the part that made me really sad, because as the main character is acting as the conduit, you get all of these flashbacks, and so many of them are these like wonderful flashbacks of just a very happy child. And if that's the objective past, and you're watching this kid obviously very provided for and very loved, how this spirit clings on to this belief that she wasn't enough for this girl, that's so hard. And it's so easy to recognize, oh, how could you think that about yourself? But we do it all the time.
Constantly.
We do it all the time.
Yeah. We always talk about self-worth having to really come from within and being able to be at a place where it doesn't matter what people think of us, but like for the people we love, it does matter. It does matter what they think of us.
And it's even more complicated because it's so hard for us to express that for whatever reason. Even if it's a beautiful, wonderful, poignant thought, we're so reserved and letting that person know, this is what I think of you and it's wonderful, but I just can't say it.
Yeah.
So you hide behind other things, smaller, more meaningless things, because you can't bear the weight of what you actually feel. And then that other person is left wondering, am I worth it? Am I worthy?
And I feel like in this case, it was like, it was so clear, like you were saying objectively, that this daughter was having the best life. Like she She didn't care about what her mom was or wasn't to everyone else. But as much as that mom might have known that, it's like after harboring resentment and bitterness and that wanting to avenge the loss of her daughter, like after holding on to that for so long, she needed to hear those words. She needed to. I mean, like there was no way for her to dig herself out of that hole and find that peace in her heart.
Mm-hmm.
Like she needed to hear, like, you were the best mom in the whole world. So, you know, if you have things that you feel and you're not saying for people that you care about, maybe this is a reminder to have the courage to let them know that maybe they need to hear it more than you think.
And if you're the one that needs to hear it and it doesn't exactly happen in the way that you want it to, or it's not said in the way that you want it to, I hope that there are moments in your life that show you that it's there, even if it's not expressed. I think we hide behind very easy words and easy actions, but we know it's there.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Comedy podcast.
comedy. Isn't it so funny? God,
Ruffle.
it's a riot here. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Thanks for getting through that with us.
Mm-hmm.
We really are. It really is comedy. Like, no, like we really are funny. We just also have a lot of feelings.
We do. You know what's strange too is that I changed my topic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was going to talk about something else, but then this one kind of swooped in and Spirit was telling me, switch it.
Yep. This will make for a more impactful experience overall.
Yeah, you'll feel fucked up after, but it'll resonate with more people.
But truly, thank you all, crybabies, new and old, for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, follow us on social media at brbbcrying.podcast. Send us your sob stories, send us suggestions for cry material. You can submit a form on our website at brbbcryingpodcast.com, or you can email us hello@brbbcryingpodcast.com.
Mm-hmm. Thank you once again for listening to us. Sometimes they're heavy episodes. Hopefully next week, which is the week of Valentine's Day, you and I have a little bit lighter stories to share.
I'm not making any promises.
Oh, okay. Maybe I shouldn't assume. I'm pretty excited about the story I have shared for next week.
Okay.
Definitely not as heavy.
Oh, should I change mine?
No. It's okay.
I could. We'll see.
Don't overcomplicate it, babe.
Okay. God.
Well, thank you once again to all of our crybabies. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
That's it. That's our show.
That's all we got.
That's all we got. So I'm going to go fucking decompress and unpack everything we just talked about because that was a lot. And then you and I will come back next week.
We will.
Refreshed, renewed.
Recycled.
But until then,
BRB crying.